Hey everyone, it's Wake Angel 2001 in front of the camera for a little tiny unboxing. This is all the text on this is in foreign. Yeah, but it is a Blokees Transformer figure. Yeah, Blokees is a relatively new toy line. A lot of the YouTubers that talk about Transformers that I watch, like TJ Omega, Theo Adams, a couple others, have been raving about these things. They're non-transforming figures of the Transformers characters, and they do them in both the G1 stylings and movie styles. I think that they're really cool based on what I've seen, and but the problem is that I haven't really found any retail stores selling these things, and everywhere I try to find them online, they're not expensive, but the shipping really kills you. Sometimes the shipping can literally double their price, which kinda sucks. So while going through AliExpress looking for some knockoff Viacons that I could use to maybe army build or make a Shadow Striker custom, I happened to find a seller on Ali who was selling these things for literally 99 cents and free shipping. The only caveat is that you don't know which figure is in the box. You're truly getting the blind box experience. Yeah, you could buy an entire case guaranteeing you all the characters, to be fair, but 99 cents is actually cheaper than what a single one would cost if you bought it from any of the other retailers. So, yeah. Now, the last time I had a non-transforming Transformer was when I got the RED-RC figure from Transformers Prime, and that's one of the worst Transformers things I ever bought. The plastic on it was too soft, so it made the figure floppy, its joints didn't hold, and it was physically warped in the packaging, and worst of all, it wasn't even painted properly to look like the show model. For a figure whose sole purpose is being the best possible representation of the character's robot mode possible, to come out looking like that, it was a bad figure and a bad representation of the character. I can't believe that they actually put that out officially. So here's what another company that merely has a Transformers license is all about. So the box artwork is actually really nice. We got Megatron on one side, Optimus on another, a little thing showing all the figures that you can get in the series, and then a whole bunch of text that I can't read because it's, not English. But now we get to the exciting part. What's in the box? Yes, we're going to open it and we're going to see which character it is. Now, this is a unique case for me because I think that the Blokees line is really cool, but I didn't really specifically want any of these figures, over any of the others. I think they're all cool, and whichever one I get, I'll be happy. I think the only Blokees that I actively would want is the Rise of the Beast RC figure, because that thing looks amazing. Problem is, like I said, even if the figure's not that expensive, I can't seem to find a fair shipping rate anywhere. So, oh wow, this thing actually comes open pretty easily without the glue tearing or anything. All right, but yeah, so whatever's in here, look at that. They even make sure that the baggies are not possible to see through, so that you can't open the box in the store and then maybe reseal it afterwards. I don't know. All right, so yeah, there's some generic assembly instructions, like how to make the little skeletal body on the inside, and then how to put the armor on to make it, the unique character. So we got us what feels like a potato chip bag. Opening it. Is this Megatron? That is totally a Megatron helmet. Yeah, I pulled a Megatron. Kinda cool. Sweet, it's Megatron. I mean, this is just a big bag of parts. So that means that what's in here must be the buck body. Oh no, this is these are the parts that these are the joints. The parts that need to be made out of slightly softer plastics that'll hold friction. So yeah, there's the hands are on this sprue, and the joints are on this sprue, and then in here are all the parts that actually make Megatron the robot. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't have any toys that represent a G1 Megatron, so this is my very first G1 Megatron of anything. So that's kind of cool. Actually, you know what? I really don't have any. I have only one Megatron toy. It's the Voyager from Transformers Prime, which is one of my favorite Megatron characters, but I gotta admit, it's not really that great of a toy. Like, the plastic on that thing feels like it's recycled, the transformation's unintuitive, and the articulation doesn't really work as well as I would like it to. I've been wanting to get a better Megatron figure, but, like, I just haven't really seen any Megatrons that would satisfy my Megatron itch. Maybe when that Studio Series G1 Megatron comes out, I'll like it. I mean, I don't care that it turns into a tank. I just, kind of would like, that version of Megatron. I mean, if the Earthspark Megatron had anything other than that Warrior toy that feels way undersized, I totally would have gone for that one, because that was a totally cool one. But, no, I digress. Alright, so we're going to pick up the next part of this video with me actually talking about the figure itself. Before showing off the fully assembled Megatron, I just wanted to take a look at the little skeleton that comes underneath. Basically, all of these Blokees figures would look like this at one point, sort of like a Lego figure, but with, proper proportions and joints. And this is a very flexible base. These joints all work great, and I feel like you could, they understood the assignment. Like, the base body that all these things are built around is a very flexible and versatile base. It's kind of like how you would have an action figure buck system where, like, what Hasbro used to do, where they just had, like, a couple of body types, and with a repaint job and minimal new parts, like a new head or maybe some different armor, like maybe some shoulder bits, they could make whatever characters they wanted. That is, before everything started to look like the celebrities from the movie line, from the movies. But, like, this is a good buck system that you can build on. Just snap on new armor to this, and, like, you could build any of the characters from this skeleton. So, yeah, it's one of those skeleton lines is what I'm trying to get at. And here is the Megatron once it's fully assembled and all of his accessories are on. So, quick refresher, what he comes with. He has that little POG thing, and there is a QR code on the back, but I don't know what this is for, because all the text is in Chinese. For the record, yes, the version I bought was Chinese, but it does seem to be identical to the American release. The only difference is that the box had Chinese text on it instead of English text. And the normal retail price of these figures is supposed to be $7 a box. So even though I didn't get to choose which character I got, $1 was a massive bargain. Especially when you consider that the shipping was free. The only reason I hadn't gotten all the figures I wanted from this before is because the shipping was ridiculously overpriced. So he comes with a figure display stand, a blast effect, which appears to be a generic blast effect because Optimus also comes with it from what I can see. Alternate hands. He has open hands, fists, which is on the figure right now, and like this little paddle that on one side has a Decepticon logo and on the other side has the Autobot logo. And it would appear that the only thing that it can peg into are the holding thing hands themselves. I don't know what that's for. Like, is it for casting votes in a parliament or something? Like, I vote like Autobot for yay, Decepticon for nay. I guess. And Megatron also comes with a pointy hand, so he can point. It's a pretty nice that he comes with this unique hand. As far as I'm aware, the hand is unique to Megatron, and it was not included on the hand sprue. So I will just demonstrate the hand swapping gimmick. It pops off very easily on a very simple ball joint, and then you can put another hand on. And despite how easy that is to swap, it is very solid in there. It does not feel floppy, and it's a very good quality ball joint. So yeah, there's that. Alright, so let's get all this stuff off this. One criticism, I wish that there was a place to keep the spare parts when you're not using them. It also came with an extra ball joint, like the one used in the neck, but you know, there's nowhere to store them, nothing to peg them into when you're not using them. I wish like there were some holes in the display stand that you could stick them in, but oh well. Okay, so let's take a look at the Megatron figure from top to bottom. One thing you will notice is that his ion blaster. No, wait, that's his cannon, his ion cannon. I don't remember what it's called. It does not have an orange safety cap on the tip. This is because he does not actually transform into a gun, so there's no regulations on having to, you know, have that safety regulation. Other than that, like, despite the fact that this is a buildable figure, it has all the paint detailing you need and some nice sculpted detail. You can see he has Greeble on his chest, along with a very nice Decepticon logo. Like, no, his face is also very nice. He has, like, that smug expression. Very, very cool. He doesn't look like... This is a good expression for Megatron because he doesn't look bored, he doesn't look overly stoic, but he also doesn't look angry. This is like a good default expression that can work for several occasions. Since he doesn't have alternate faces, that's very good. His backpack also has like that extra little gun barrel, but it's just, you know, sculpted part of his backpack now. You know, and, you know, from the back, he has detailing. Like, he's not like a super ultra detailed figure, but he has the detailings that you would want. So, you know, the figure looks good, and the blast effect part simply pegs directly into the end of his gun, so he can pew pew, or like, I believe the sound effect in the show is thwump thwump thwump. The only thing, should the blast effect have been cast in purple? I seem to recall that the cannon's color was purple when it sent the blast out. So maybe that's the one flaw, but I don't really care. Okay, so now we can break down articulation. Head is on a very expressive ball joint, can tilt, can look up, can look somewhat down, can turn. Very, very good head. Shoulders are on an internal ball joint that allows them to move up and down like this. And then there's an external ball joint which allows him to move outwards. This little bit on his shoulder kind of limits his arm movement. Like, he would be able to T-pose if it wasn't there, except like now the arm looks really skinny. So like you improve his look by adding this shoulder armor, but then you also limit how far his arm can go out. He has a 90-degree bend at the elbow, actually beyond 90 degree if you look. And bicep swivel. You already saw the ball jointed wrist, which, you know, allows for very nice posing. He has a waist joint. Yep, very nice. Ball jointed hips that can go all the way out, so he can do a full splits. They go forward quite a great degree. Like, he can totally be sitting. Like, sitting is fine for this figure. And the leg can even go backwards just as far as it can go forwards. The sculpting of the... Like, his butt sculpt does not get in the way of the movement of his legs, which is really cool because even some of the big Voyager or Leader class figures don't do that right. There is a swivel at the knee, so his feet can go in other directions. Knee gets just beyond 90 degrees, just like the elbows do. And there is a ball joint at the foot, which offers a wide range, so you can have him doing wide-footed stances with his feet flat on the ground. Very, very good. And all of these joints are buttery smooth and just tight enough. Like, they're tight enough that I don't have to worry about him flopping, but they're not so tight enough that they creak. So, like, you could totally move this figure around without putting anything out of place. It is, frankly, amazing. Now, I feel like if I spent the full $7, I would have wanted to have a little bit of control over which character I got, but, and you can bet that I'm going to try and find some way I can buy the Rise of the Beast RC figure they sell without having to spend ridiculous amounts on shipping, because I'm willing to pay the price if I can guarantee the figure I want. I just, you know, don't want to pay double the figure's price because the shipping is that expensive, you know? Is that so much to ask? It'll probably have to do with bulk buying, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. The point is, these Blokees figures are actually really cool action figures in their own right. And this is a very fantastic representation of G1 Megatron. These things absolutely blow the RED figures out of the water. And I never really had the Super 7 figures, so they might be better, but, you know, like, for the price point, this is bloody fantastic. I would wholeheartedly recommend these guys if you can ever find them, you know, at a standard price where you don't get raped by the shipping fee. But yeah, that is my opinion. This figure is fantastic. Seek it out if you can. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.